Take 7 and action.
Hey guys, welcome back. We are back at it again. We have a new poor life decision that we have made, and we are going to try and share it with the 8 of you that occasionally watch. This is our latest poor life choice. This is our newest project house. We closed on it yesterday. As is par for the course, I get extremely ill just before closing, and then of course Kyla is extremely sick as of today or yesterday evening. So as always, it's going to be a bit of a rough start, but this is our beauty. It is the ugliest house on the street. It's a nice little street. Unfortunately, even when it's done, it will still be the ugliest house on the street. So this is our meditation mansion. That's what we will call it.
Nice.
It is glorious. We will start on the outside here. You can see not a ton going on the front yard. Overgrown on the side of the house where the gas meter is, so that's super dangerous. So we got to start with that stuff. And then they left us lots of goodies to clean up out here. Typical overgrown backyard. There was, as of like 3 days ago, there was a gigantic zero-turn mower sitting right here. You can kind of see its footprint, but they came and drug that and a couple other cool things out of the house and left us with the rest of the magic. So this is the backyard, the back of the house, I should say. And Mackenzie there. So basically a ugly spitting image of the front. There used to be a deck that was ripped down and lots of goodies left behind. They've done some renovation work, or they started doing renovation work in just about every room. This is where they were putting a lot of the renovation stuff. If anybody needs a sketchy toilet, I got it. Yeah, so there's no telling what all we're gonna find. I guess that used to be a door. So a pretty overgrown backyard, nice and spacious. So once it's cleaned up, it'll be pretty sweet, but it's gonna take a ton of work to get it to where I can bring a mower back here. That's gonna be our first priority while the weather is cool. We're in a kind of a cold snap. So we're gonna try and get the yard cleaned up first before it turns into a bazillion degrees. This does have an HVAC system already in it. Lord willing, it works, or can be brought up to work fairly easily. Not super hopeful on that, but you know, we're hoping. You can see the back door. That's up there. Yep, the drop of doom. If somebody you don't like, send them my way. I'll send them out to check out the backyard. So not great. Not in great shape at all. Yeah, so we got to clean all this out. Insurance doesn't like the vines for obvious reasons, so those have to go. But we got to also figure out how to put a deck in. There's a shed. I don't know what's in it. I brought bolt cutters yesterday and attempted to cut the lock, but nope. If you want a solid lock, apparently U-Haul locks are where it's at, because I could not cut that thing. I cut through the one on the gate just fine, but not that one. So anyways, that's the backyard. Gonna be a ton of work to do there. The house does not have a garage, which is kind of a bummer. That definitely hurts its value some, but the goal is to turn it into a rental if we can make the numbers work, and I think most renters are okay with that for the trade-offs of what they're going to get in the house. So let's go look at this magical wonderland, and then you guys can tell me what you think. So welcome to the meditation mansion. I believe an artist bought this and was working on it, but as is typical for artists, sometimes they do struggle to get on track and get things done, and this is what was left. So, living room, cool soundboard panels or whatever. Most of them are falling off. Probably gonna have to take that down, which is a bummer, but they just kind of lightly adhesived everything up. So of course it wasn't gonna stick. Lots of cool furniture. This chair looks like it's pretty slick, but it may be ruined. So lots of vintage furniture. This is the kitchen with the orange countertops. They did some weird stuff in here to fit that oven. That little countertop is supposed to be right there, but they wanted that thing instead. So yeah, we gotta find somebody that wants that. So it's gonna be a nice space. This is a dining area. They did take out some wall here, and there's about a 750% chance they did not do it correctly, hence the very ugly rotted beam to support it. So we're going to frame a bunch of that back in just to keep it simple, also to keep the functionality of the living room. Everybody loves open spaces until they have open spaces and children. COVID taught us that one. All right, so let's go back here.
Kiln.
Yeah, that's right, we got a kiln. There's a cool old vintage TV stand. If you slide open those doors, the remnants of a TV are in there, just kind of the framing. You can see the control dial and whatnot. So it's pretty slick. There's some cool stuff here. But yeah, kiln, bunch of woodworking tools. There's a ton of stuff.
I didn't even notice the door on the sign on the door.
Yeah. Good life lesson. Always proceed with kindness. That's a good lesson for this one. All right, so back here, we do have electricity turned on to the house, but nothing works, so my electrician is coming to check it out. So hopefully the camera will pick it up. If not, obviously there'll be more footage. This is the bathroom. There's a whole lot going on in here. Camera's not showing it very well, unfortunately. They did a bunch of tile work on the shower, and it's a visual nightmare. The tile floor feels like it's tiled on top of carpet or something. It feels really weird. So that's got to come up. This probably comes out, but we might just glass block that and just leave this. They're kind of 50-50 on the quality of their work. Sometimes it's decent, sometimes it's just atrocious. So I see what they were going for, but it just, and nobody wants a shower window with their boobs flapping in the breeze. It's always awkward. Okay. So, yeah, you can't see it though, but there's texture. There's also a T-Rex head watching you poop. Bedroom here. Nice sized bedroom. This one's big. Probably serves as a master, though there is basically a master suite downstairs. Closet here. Again, they left a ton of stuff. All of the stuff in here is kind of gross, and then some sad stuff. Tile, you know, just all the usual. Then we've got the rooms where it gets a little bizarre. So I don't know what the plan was in here, but it's probably not very Christian. I'll tell you that right now. No closets. They deleted the closets in these two bedrooms here, so we got to put closets in them. We got to get all of this artistry out of here.
Alien meditator.
Yeah, there's like a freaking demon on the wall or something there. I don't know. So that's got to go. This room, they rolled out the linoleum, so that's first class, and they painted that abomination. Like, it's neat, right? It's talented, but whatever. There's also a big plastic bubble. If you need that guy, let me know. The entrance, as you probably saw, has a bunch of unique wood, which is kind of cool, but also a potential nightmare for renters. So that's some leftover wood there. I might try to pull all that off and see if somebody wants it, but holy cow, that's a big door.
Hello.
I didn't realize how big that was.
See that?
Pegboard from an office from the 70s. If anybody wants to relive their nightmarish work era, let me know. You can have that. All right, so that's upstairs, right? Plenty spacious, like it's an entire house just upstairs. But then we go down here. The stairs are not awesome. They're a little narrow and steep. I don't know if they're gonna have to be redone. I hope not, but All right, so here's where things get really pear-shaped. So this is a big living space. We are guessing laundry used to be over in that room, though the wall doesn't quite make sense, but that's what we're guessing. They built, oh, I don't know if I showed you guys, but they put in their own fireplace with huge piping on the outside of the house. You might have seen it earlier. I meant to point it out, but it's super sketch. So it's just cinder blocks, and then, whatever these kind of blocks are, and they just plastered over it to make it look like stone. And then there's like plastic tile, like this stick-on tile. So super sketch, super bizarre. Used to be a sump pump here, but they've taken that out. And you can see evidence of moisture along the base of this stuff, and that carpet tack strip gives it away. So they've made some pretty crazy choices here. So we got to definitely address all of that, get a sump pump back in here. There's a ton of the flooring, which is really nice because it's a nice flooring. There's boxes of it there, and then there's a huge rack of it up here. But as you can see, there's breaking. The system he built is breaking. So that's all going to come down. So today, my goal is to get all that wood off of that and put it somewhere down here. Ain't gonna be an awesome experience, but I've got my electrician coming over to look at that nightmare. And I don't want that crushing him. That would be a bad day for me. Also for him, but whatever. All right, so from here, oh, I forgot to show him the meditation paper. From here, it gets real dark, unfortunately, but there's a laundry room. Yeah, that's just black, you can't see it. There's a door. And a door.
Another door.
And a door. And a door. Only one of these doors actually functions as a door.
Oh, they took the Woolly Mammoth door.
So, oh yeah, there was that painted door. There was a cool bike down here that they took. There was a lot of stuff, but they came back and took a bunch of it. So that's all right. It's less crap we have to deal with. More plastic from that giant plastic bubble right there. So this is a big bedroom suite, would be my guess. We have to make one of these windows conforming so that people can get out in case of a fire, and so that we can get appraisal credit for it, but that shouldn't be too difficult to do. And then there's a bathroom. This bathroom is a nightmare, absolute nightmare. The drain for the shower is not back there. It's actually about 4 feet forward. So they were trying to move the shower back and cut it in half. I don't really understand that, but you can kind of see where the wall used to be. So we're going to frame that back in and just put it back the way that it was and get this thing back up and running. And this would be a pretty nice master suite. Holy
They didn't
cow.
take it.
Wow, well.
I saw it when we looked at the house. I'm like, dibs.
It's the little things, right? Yeah, there's tons of weird stuff here. Tons and tons of weird stuff. So, yeah, that's the house in a nutshell.
Where are the meditation papers?
There's, again, you can't see it, but there's laundry back here. This is the back of that bathroom, where they were trying to push this back to make it deeper. I don't think that's a good idea, though. So we're going to move it back to where it was. This will just be storage and functional space. If you can see it, this is the wall. Like, it's a cool wall, but, you rent it to people and their kids are going to run up and down and smack their heads on all that and rip their shoulders open. And it's also over here. It's a shame because it's a neat idea, but it's just not going to work. So I want to give you some parting life lessons. Good way to manage your life. Some lessons we learned when buying this house. The tricks to having a level house meditation station. I want you to enjoy these. Play meditation music. Ask everyone to get into a comfortable sitting position. They can lie on the floor if they want to. And then, you know, work through these great questions. It is nice that they close with the Lord's Prayer while having the Mishnah or something painted on a wall in a bedroom down there. So that's the house in a nutshell. Pray for us. There's Kinsey Bear.